all the ladies practicing engineering in the different sectors. Engineering is a broad picture. We have so many branches. Here today we have the women in energy. The energy has more of electrical and electronic engineers, but also we have the other branches, which is biomedical engineering. We have the civil engineering. We have the mechanical engineers, and we have also the robotics, chemical engineers. All those are branches of engineering which you can get and take on when you're interested in engineering. Plus so many others which I may not mention, but we can share in as we discuss. So, just to talk about the WET committee, for us we provide psychosocial support to one another. And in the committee, I lead the mentorship where we go out reaching out to girls, both at school and then at institutions, where you can wake up and then join. And also, maybe I forgot to mention that I am a mother. I am a mother of 5. Yes, I'm a mother of 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. Yes, I'm a daughter. I don't forget that, a sister, and I'm auntie. Yes, and a friend to so many years. I'm also glad to say that I think I have a niece who is here with us. I believe she's in the audience. Yeah, that's why I say that I'm an auntie, because I have a niece who is studying here. So what I just need to say, the 3 minutes, if I want to talk about engineering, it's wide. If I'm to talk about the profession, it's going to be wide. My journey is long. But one thing I can tell you, the girls, is one, never compare yourself to one another. Everyone has their own journey. But you can live to write your own story. If this is what you want, have your goals, and set targets as she had talked about, but you have to write your own story. And this is what I know as girls, as we grow up along the way, I see maybe Engineers era is a CEO era, and I also want to compare myself to her, not knowing that she is 52, I am 36. The journey she has gone through is different. Her path is different. Mine is different. So we have to set our pace, but don't lag behind. Then one thing I also remember that one of my teachers used to tell us is, if you fail to prepare, then you're preparing to fail. So when you fail to prepare, and that preparation starts today. If you have been lagging behind, if maybe there are challenges, yes, there are challenges along the way. And it's not something that is only in one profession. Someone will say, if you're taking arts, it's easy. No, it's never as easy as we think it is. Even with the arts, there are challenges. If you want to come to engineering, it's an open channel. There are also challenges. Every area has challenges, but however, have you prepared to meet those challenges? For us, Engineer Zira was saying that she used to be called, I think up to today, Engineer Zira. If you're to bear witness, they still call you sir. I still face that challenge up to date also. They'll say, hello, may I talk to Mr. Aboth? And I tell them, no, please. You're talking to Aboth, but I'm not a gentleman, and I'm a lady. And they're like, sure? I'm like, yes. I tell them, yes. So it's something that people don't accept, that ladies too can make it, but you can still make it at different stages of your life. So I encourage each one of us that please prepare yourself and brace yourself to deliver the best you can. Today, when we got into preparation of projects, when we are doing our projects, when we are implementing projects, and then I talk to someone and they're asking in themselves, because they are used to seeing men do the works. Then when you present yourself, someone first falls back and they're like, will she deliver? But does your work speak for you? normally, I do know what I normally do is make sure my work speaks for me. And at the end of the day, I will get references from what it has been done. From the projects you will implement, that's what will get you other projects for you to implement. So I encourage all of us to prepare ourselves, brace ourselves for the future, and your preparation starts today. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause. So we are again noting. Write your own story. Write your own story. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to? I hope we are noting. We are noting. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Okay? Next, we will listen to a representative from the Uganda National Oil Company. Please come forward. Our oil is safe. She's appropriately dressed for the school. Please appreciate her.
Thank you so much, Engineer Ziria. Engineer Ziria she's one of the biggest mentors in the energy sector. So I'm very honored to be sharing a stage with you. Our protocols for today, our engineer, our headmistress who has now left us, our representatives from various institutions, our CEO, Engineer Ziria, our teachers present here today, ladies present, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hawa Bukenya. I am a lawyer by profession. I am working at the Uganda National Oil Company Limited, as I've been introduced. The other important thing is that I am an old girl of Nabisunsa, Girls School. I was in Blue East, and I am very excited to be here. I'm going to talk about UNOC in a second, but I want to tell you that driving here, I felt very nostalgic. We all know, we drive here 3 times in a year for the 3 terms, but I was here for 6 years, from 2003 to 2008, 6 years. And I am very glad to see my teachers, Mr. Sendaula, I left him here, and Mr. Alan Semiaji, very, very happy to see you. I'm also happy to see you all, you're very smart. Yes, so before I go to UNOC, I want to extend our sincere thanks to Electricity Regulatory Authority for this invitation and for reaching out to Nabisunsa for this project. Very happy for that. And I also want to extend our warm regards from Uganda National Oil Company. Unfortunately, our CEO couldn't make it, but she sends her regards. She supports this cause so much. So about UNOC, Uganda National Oil Company, is a company that is limited by shares. It is wholly owned by the government, and its mandate is to manage the commercial interests in the oil and gas sector, and also to ensure that this oil that we hear about, it's exploited in a sustainable manner, and that we all benefit from it as Ugandans. Yes, so it handles a lot of projects. We handle projects in the upstream, midstream, and downstream. So that involves exploration, development of the oil, its production, decommissioning. In the midstream, we have projects like refining, transportation, and then in the downstream, we have transportation and distribution of the oil and gas. Yes, so UNOC is very committed to this cause about aspiring the ladies and the women in the country. In fact, we have a committee for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that really specifically, one of our key objectives in that committee of DEI is to ensure that all the ladies are uplifted. So just like what we are doing here, we really support the cause of ERA because we also want to uplift the ladies in the community and also encourage, mentor, career guidance, just like we're doing here. Yes, and as a matter of fact, in January, we had a breakfast meeting where we invited all the ladies in the energy sector. So aside from that, aside from saying that ERA and UNOC, we are really supporting this cause, I want to talk about inspiration, which is the key message that I've been invited to speak about. So for me, as an old girl, there are instances, the journey was very interesting. I loved my stay at Nabisunsa, and I will always love Nabisunsa Girls' School. It shaped me, it made me who I am today. So my message is going to be threefold. There are going to be three messages. The first message is to aim high and dream big. Aim high and dream big. If you aim high, and if you don't land in the sky, you will land on the stars and you will be a star. Okay? So, where am I getting that from? In Nabisunsa, I always strived to aim high, right from senior one. I strived to aim high in my books, but also in leadership. In my books, I think I was in S1 East, and then I went to West at some point, HSC, and it was always all about aiming high. And this, I can link it to my second message, which is also confidence. Confidence is key to success. There are so many stories that you're going to hear out there. People are going to tell you some of the things you cannot do them. Some of the things are too high for you. But you have to be confident and you have to aim high. Why? Because in Nabisunsa, it was in my S3 when I realized that we as women have to take up leadership roles. In S3, I was a prefect. Yes? In S5, I went on to be on the Students' Council. At university, I was the deputy president at Makerere Law Society. At Law Development Center, I was the class president of my class firm. We used to call them firms, like a law firm. So I was the class president of my class firm. And the helm of it is that I went on to be in a career of lawyer where you have to always speak and represent people. Now, what is my message? My message is to always be confident and aim high. As I said, when you aim high, if you miss, and I'm saying you're not going to miss, but if you miss, you're going to land in the stars. You're going to be the best. You're going to be the top of your class. So you always have to aim high at every instance in whatever you're doing, in whatever field that you're doing, sciences, arts. These are all careers we need to take up, and we need women, we need ladies in all these fields and sectors. Yes, that is my first message. My second message, engineer. My second message is about respect and listen to your teachers. Why do I say that? When I come back here, I remember, one is on a lighter note, Mr. Semiaji used to, on Saturday and Sunday, he used to come. You've all remembered. He's doing it still. Saturday and Sunday, the rhyme was, rise and shine. Yes, it was rise and shine. Why? It was a drill for exercise. Every morning on Sunday, 6 a.m., we have to go and run about. What is that encouraging you? To stay healthy. So at that point, you don't know what your teachers are leading you to, but it will help you. And that's why engineer was saying that everyone is looking good, because we have a health plan in Nabisunsa. We have a health regime. And it's very good. We should all clap for that. Yes. So, rise and shine, it was the rhyme. The second one is about, I remember in Blue East, my matron, our matron then for Blue East, saw something in me that I wasn't seeing. She always encouraged me to perform. She always used to tell me, Hawa, today you're going to present a poem. And I was like, oh my God, where do I start from? The other day it's a skit. The other day it's something else. But she saw confidence. She saw that I could do it. So I always just used to ride on that. I gather the confidence and come on stage and perform. And I used to perform every year. And we used to win. We used to win. But what I'm saying is, please respect and listen to your teachers. Sometimes you may not know what they are saying. You may not understand exactly the depth of what they're saying, but they have your best interests at heart. So please respect and listen to your teachers. The last thing that I want to speak about is, you've got to reap just what you sow. You've got to reap just what you sow. Up on the mountains, down the valleys, you've got to reap just what you sow. Why? When I was in my S6, just before we sat for exams, I did history, economics, literature, stroke Islam. That is what I did. When I was in my S6, my entire third term, I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day. I never used to miss my preps. I used to read. I prayed, but I also read. And that is how I got 24 points. And that is how I got my government scholarship to study law at Makerere University. So my message today is, you've got to reap just what you sow, just like what everyone has said. Please put in the work, put in the hours, do the work, you will get the results. So thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much, Electricity Regulatory Authority, for this opportunity.
A round of applause for Council. Council, thank you very much. Again, our notebook, the list is growing, and you'll be more than inspired. I have been jotting here, aim high, and if you miss the sky, you do what? Have we noted? Mm-hmm. The other one is rise and? Mm-hmm. Confidence is key to? Then you've got to win just what you? I believe that is in your anthem. Yes, so as you sing that anthem, do you synthesize it and recite it to yourself? You know, we sing anthems in groups, collectively. And say, oh, Uganda, may go the poor. Even when your parent and the teacher says, go to church, go to the mosque, you refused. But when they say, stand up and sing the anthem, oh, Uganda, may go the poor. We lay our future. But they are telling you to pray, you can't. So please, you may be singing that anthem collectively. But the people who really developed that anthem had a message for you while here. A message that is supposed to enable you to rise and? Okay, so our notebook is really growing, and I'm really excited that all ladies are like me. They have these inspiring quotes that enable them live life passionately. We are now moving to UEGCL, your 3 minutes. The mighty UEGCL, hands up.
Thank you so much, Engineer. Ladies and some gentlemen, I greet you all. Christine Ampire Muhumza is my name. I am an engineer at UEDCL, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited. I I'll use the 3 minutes that were given to me. I'm here to tell the ladies here, I personally am an OG of Immaculate Heart, Girls in Achivare. Okay. Immaculate Heart, Girls in Achivare. So when I'm speaking to ladies like this, I feel I remember what I went through. And in addition to that, you ladies look very smart, especially, I like your hair. You look very smart, eh? The key points number one I'm here to tell you is that success is a process, like engineer said. There is no shortcut. You must go through each and every stage. It is a process, and the process is, being here is one of the things in this process. You have to go through it thorough and thorough. There is no shortcut, ladies. I was here as like you years ago. I also did 2003 up to 2008. So it is a process and you must go through it. Then secondly, and very importantly, discipline is a must. Discipline is a must. What do I mean by discipline? Discipline is, are you doing the right thing at the right time? When it's time for preps, are you in preps? Actually, are you really there, or you're physically there but you're not really reading? I personally, I used to tell people when it's time for preps, I'd read. Unlikely I would not do extensions, but time for preps, no dozing, no talking, I'd read. To get there, you must put in an effort. Discipline cuts across. Even, I must tell you ladies who are here, have an aspect of discipline in where they are. I am married with 4 children. And without discipline, I must tell you, even the marriage institution will not work out. You must be disciplined. Even where I work, you must be disciplined. Listen. Listening is very key. It is part of discipline. You listen, hear what people have to say, and act accordingly. Time for prep, go for prep. Time for break, go for prep. Please, I'll still tell them everything that you do, feel like, am I disciplined? Is it the right thing to do? You'll not fail. Whether doing sciences or arts, you need the discipline, I must tell you. Lastly, there is, this goes to some young engineers here, the ones who are aspiring to become engineers. There is an old belief that engineers are dull socially. And they always say they're not smart, they're not that. But look at the ladies who are seated here. Don't they look very smart? And they're beautiful. So, ladies, what I'm trying to say is that always have this thing, the lady in me. When you're going to do something, ask yourself, the lady in me, can the lady in me do this? The way you're dressed, the lady in me, can the lady in me do that? My former headmistress, Sister Kachope, used to tell us when you'd be walking on the compound and you're dressed with purple and you'll be like, does the lady in you dress up like that? So it is not only, you can read, but you also have to be representable. When you walk out there, do people see the lady in you? Before you talk to someone rudely, the lady in you, just call that lady in you to talk to people. The lady in you has to act somewhere. I must tell you, even at work, when you step out or when you're standing somewhere, the lady in you, if you put that thing first, I must tell you, the lady in you will thrive high. With that, I wish you the best, and I also tell you, ladies, don't forget to pray. Prayer is very key. As you work hard, pray as much as you can. Thank you so much for listening.
Next, we have our quotes. Discipline is key and a must. Discipline is key and Then now we are in us. So you write down, The lady in you should represent what you stand for and what you aspire to be. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate, the way you relate, the friends you make, the way you listen, the way, everything. The lady in you should represent what you stand for and what you aspire to be. Okay? So our list is growing. Let me now invite my sister from the Generation Company. You, Igi, are you here? No, not yet. So finally, I invite Umeme. Umeme. And thank you for restoring supply. We wouldn't be here. Thank you, thank you.
Good morning, girls. No, that's not loud enough. The girls at the back, hi. How are you? Walking into the school, I felt such a sense of possibility. Like everything is possible. To be so young and to have your life ahead of you, turn to the person next to you and tell them you're so lucky. You're so lucky to be here. But most importantly, you're so lucky to be part of this mentorship program. And join me to thank Engineer Ziria for organizing this session and bringing this information to you. My name is Claire Mukasa. I work with Umeme. I head the revenue cycle at Umeme, and I'm here representing our Chief Operations Officer, Ms. Florence Nsubuga, who had but she desperately wanted to come, so she sent myself and Evas. Evas, if you could please stand up for recognition. Evas heads our customer experience. She's our customer experience manager at Umeme, and we are so excited to be here with you. At Umeme, we are passionate about service. Yes, you hear about the lights going off, but we want to make it. And that's why we have initiatives working with our regulator, Engineer Ziria, initiatives that make your life easy and comfortable. You've heard about your car. We're encouraging you to cook with your car. You know, power shouldn't be an issue for you to talk about and be angry about. You know, have a seamless service. So we are a service industry in addition to providing electricity. Myself, I am passionate about mentorship, and that's why I appreciate once again ERA and the board for being here and for encouraging these young ladies to look further ahead. What is happening here, young ladies, is that you're being allowed to dream. And I think as we go through our education system and, you know, day to day, we forget to dream. And what I want to leave with you today is hold on to your dreams. Hold on to your dream, hold on to your vision. I think it was Josephine who mentioned it. Visualize it. Visualize it and hold on to it passionately. Yes? It will take you far. What then you will ask yourself is, how do I achieve it? How do I move from point to point? Oftentimes we tell ourselves, you know what, even as where we are now, we are always talking about our times in school. And we say those were the good old days, you know. I want to tell you that you're living the good old days today. And I'm urging you to be present, because you'll never get this day again. You'll never get this good old day again. So if you're being asked to go to the library, go, because it is part of the good old days. It's part of that days when you're building your experience and your muscle that will take you further than you can ever imagine, that will help you achieve your vision and your dream. I have two messages in addition to what I have said, Engineer Ziria, and to you girls. One is the imagination. The world is looking for out-of-box solutions, innovation. Don't be on autopilot. Now we are hearing about artificial intelligence. Maybe what you're autopiloting can be done by a computer. But what the computer can't do is judgment. It cannot have that feeling. It cannot have that out-of-box thinking. I was very honored, unfortunately Hajat has left, to watch the videos when I think we had social. I was most impressed by the girl who was carrying the box of music, walking along the delegates. Who is that? I thought that was so ingenious. They are the girls, very smart, going to meet their dates, and they are going to the beat. I was like, wow, this is out of box thinking. I'm like, how do you carry? Yeah. So it is those ideas that are going to help push you to drive your vision. Possibly that person had a vision of will arrive there in style, eh? And how will we do it? With music. How do we get the music? We'll carry the boombox with us. I thought that was ingenious. My second message is have courage. Some of your dreams will scare you, you know. Some of you may not be public speakers. You may have a vision burning inside you. There's something in your village that you want to change, but you're like, how do I do it? What I'm asking is have courage. And just navigate. Do I need to speak to Engineer Ziria? Yes, I'll go. I'll just show up at her door. Maybe she'll ask me what I want, and maybe I'll speak, and maybe she'll lead me to the next person to speak to. So imagination, hold on to your dreams, and then have courage to execute on your dream. Thank you so much, Engineer Ziria. Wonderful to meet you girls, and have a great day.
Another round of applause to, again, our list is growing. Be present in the moment. Be present in the moment. I've enjoyed interacting with you. You are so present in the moment. You are listening attentively. You are following. You are smiling. I hope this is the way you are in class. So be present in the, have courage, and navigate. Please write down. Be present in the moment, have courage, navigate, and know that it is possible. That is a summary of her message. Be present in the moment. The person serving, maybe we'll do it later since the girls are fasting. Okay, let's first continue with this. You can serve a bit later. Thank you, ladies. So have we written down? Be present in the moment. Have courage. Innovate. Navigate, and know that it is possible. Who has written it down very accurately? Put up your hand if you have already written it down. And I can repeat. Be present in the moment. Have courage. Navigate. Yes, but I added in innovate. Please. Put that, hyphen and put innovate there so that we don't forget it. So we have really We are coming to the end of this session. I note that time is of essence. I will add two things and then hand over to my supervisors. We are again noting one is, I know that you go through challenges like every human being. And usually I reflect on the holy books. And specifically, we are in the month of Ramadan and almost ending Lent. And we all reflect during these months of where we sacrifice and improve our relationship with God. So how do you manage challenges? Usually I advise people not to mourn. You do not mourn. You learn from your challenge and focus to win. Because I know you have challenges in one or the other. Others are because of puberty, others frenzy, others distractions. And these challenges may affect your performance. But I've always asked, who of you, if you are leaving your dorm, and for some reason you skid and fell down, who of you will remain on the ground? If you remain, put up your hand if you remain on the ground. To do. You stand up, that is one. After standing up, what do you do? You know, you don't want other people to know that you even fell down. You dust yourself. If you can't dust to get clean, you run quickly to the dorm master and say, I have to change, and run to class. Some of you, when you fall down, you remain on the ground lamenting that subject, that teacher, that friend, that, you know, you are not recognizing that you are losing time. Quickly dust yourself, focus and run to class. So the life of success is not a straight path. It has some ups and downs. But don't over focus on failure. Failure is a stepping stone to success. So please, do not mourn for long. You'll go through challenges. It's later, even when I lose people, I'm not among those who will mourn and mourn and mourn and ask for empathy and sympathy. No, I take charge. God has called them. I'm a believer. And move on and fix the gaps that the departed has left. So please, that is one other message, because I will not have an opportunity to speak, because after me it will be our representative of the chair board, and then after that will be the director energy who is representing the PS to deliver her remarks and as well launch our Women in Energy 2023, because this is the beginning. We are going to traverse all the regions of this country to deliver same messages. You are blessed, you've received it first. Now the final one. I love the family. I love the family because I grew up, I was born in a family. I grew up in a family. I married and made a family. I have a family. I serve in a... So I want to implore you to preserve family values. And I really want to give this as an assignment to the teachers to find time and always talk to these children about the family values. Because family is the smallest unit of society. And if families are okay, if they have morals, this country will be a blessed country. Then we will sing with our heads high, O Uganda, may God uphold thee, because we are living God's principles. So I will share with you what I share with everyone, and within 1 minute I will be done. I'm now a Haji, in a Haji's family, and I practice Islam until 2007 that Hajj walked me and married me to Professor Wako in Namirembe Cathedral, and I'm now a Christian. So in the Christian faith that now I practice, the Bible gave us how the family should run. The family is like a triangle. You draw a triangle in space like this. On top of the family, there is the head of the family. Under normal circumstances, it is the father, the husband. There are circumstances that are out of control, that the head of family may be your mother, maybe your uncle, maybe your auntie, and we even have child-led families. But you have a husband, you have a wife this side, and you have the children. And what does the Bible say? The Bible says, husbands, love your wives the way Christ loved the church. Husbands, love your wives the way Christ loved the church. Then, that is the top vertex on the triangle. Then this side, the Bible also commands, wives, submit to your husbands unconditionally. Not because they are rich, not because they are unconditionally. Then now to us the children, what does it say? Who knows that it is the only command that has a promise? Which is it? So that I'm preaching to the converted. If we all... Thank you very much. I now invite my board member, Ambassador Joanne Raviomere, who is going to deliver the remarks of the chair board, another mighty lady like you, and then she will invite her supervisor, the representative of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, who will launch our program. She will now start to deliver her remarks.
The representative of the Honorable Minister for Energy and Minerals, Engineer Cecilia Mayor Makiranda, Director for Energy, the headmistress of Great Nabsunsa Girls School, Girls Secondary School, Hajat Zulaita Nav Kenya, the CEO, and your team from Electricity Regulatory Authority, all of you colleagues, the Women and Energy, distinguished lady students of Nabsunsa, I greet you all most warmly, and on behalf of the chairperson of Electricity Regulatory Authority, convey to you her warm greetings and warm wishes. She would have very much wished to be here, but she's indisposed for family reasons. But she hopes that at a later date, she will have occasion to interact with you. But she's also pleased and gave us a go-ahead to proceed with this program today because it is very dear to her heart. And it is my honor and privilege to present to you both to be here on her behalf and to present to you her thoughts about the program of the Women in Energy. First of all, she's very pleased with this program and very happy with the structure of this program as prepared by the Chief Executive Officer and as endorsed by the Honorable Minister of Energy and Minerals. This program has run now for the 4th year, and every year more and more successfully. We continue to receive very, very positive feedbacks. The chairperson commends and thanks all the stakeholders, the women in energy from various, the operators, all the stakeholders in energy, and in particular, you ladies who have made presentations, excellent presentations this morning. And I'm going to report to our chairperson that the CEO has performed excellently well this morning, and we shall have a rundown, a summary, because after every presenter, she was getting a theme for you girls. Now, having said that, we also have our allies at ERA because we have male members of the board. They send you their warm wishes. We also have directors and staff. One gentleman, the Director for Corporate and Communication Affairs, and Corporate Consumer Affairs, Director Julius Wandera. So we are very, very grateful for the of how our male colleagues compliment us. I have been a member of the Electricity Regulatory Authority now for 7 years. I'm a lawyer by profession. I hold various degrees in law. I hold a bachelor's degrees in law from the University of Makerere University. I hold a Master of Laws from the University in International Law and Investment. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Uganda. I hold a diploma from the Law Development Center. I hold an MBA in oil and gas management from the University of Coventry, which I attended and obtained when I was 56 years. I majored in regulation. I earned as a regulator at Uganda's Electricity Regulatory Authority. I have been in the service of the government of Uganda for 34 years. As a member of parliament, as a minister, member of cabinet. I have worked in corporate sector as a chairperson of the first Uganda Civil Aviation Authority Board. I was a director of the defunct Uganda Electricity Board. I have served in the Foreign Service at the highest rank of ambassador, 5 years in Nigeria, and 5 years in the United Kingdom. I head my family. I'm the head of my family. For the last 31 years, I'm blessed with 2 daughters and 2 sons and 2 granddaughters. I got saved. I accepted Jesus as the Lord and my Savior 2 years ago, and I'm now learning and training to become an evangelist. Having given that background, I can leave you a message. I'm born in Toro Kingdom, the Greater Kabarole district. I went to school in Vemba Primary School, 250 kilometers from here. I went to Chebambe Girls High School, 250 kilometers from here. I was always a class monitor from P1 to P7. I was always the best student from P1 to P7. And in secondary school, I was deputy head girl, I was head girl. I chaired the debating society, and I was a pioneer of Chebambe Girls High School, 1976. I was the best student and came to Makerere to study law. On government sponsorship, both for A-level and Makerere University. Why I'm giving this background is that it is very possible to excel regardless of your gender, of your background, and there should be no obstacle in your way. I first came to Kampala when I was coming to university, so all my studying life, my growing life was in a rural setup. And indeed, when the representative of UMEME you are, I can testify that you are very, very lucky to interact with the women in energy and to also be open to access the information, the internet. But for me, when I went to senior one in 1971, it was my first time to switch on electricity. And indeed, the senior girls, when they were teasing me at lights out time, they asked me to blow the bulb. And lo and behold, I blew the bulb the first time. It never went off. I blew the second time. I blew the third time, and for them, they were dying with laughter. But I was not embarrassed. I was not humiliated because I knew the purpose for why I had gone to Chebambe Girls High School. And I'm telling you, keep focused, have a purpose, live a purposeful life, excel at everything you do. And I join my colleagues to really thank you for being so smart. In my traditional custom, we believe if you are a smart young woman, you'll be a smart old woman. So I wish you well. It's been really my singular honor and privilege to represent our chairperson and to have this very, very inspiring interaction and engagement. It reminds me of my own growing up. I was always smart, I was always smiling, cheerful. Anything you do, I'm getting into the evening of my life, but you can see I'm still smart, I'm still knowledgeable. I'm still reading, I'm so informed, I'm confident, I'm not fearful, nobody can intimidate me. My daughters can learn from me, my grandchildren. So really, and the reason I have given my life to God is that He has blessed me with long life, so that whatever He has blessed me with, I'm able to give back. So you have it. You have it, and I can see you are the future lawyers. I would have wanted to be a scientist, an engineer, but I'm so proud of our lady engineers. But what I have discovered with my experience and interaction with them, that they actually cannot work well without excellent lawyers like. So God bless you all, and greetings to your parents, and have a blessed Ramadan. For us, the Christians, we are coming to the end of our Lent. We will continue to think and pray for you. At this juncture, allow me to call upon the representative of the Honorable Minister of Energy and Minerals, Engineer Cecilia Maya Menya. You see the hard disk. I used to get everything at a go, but you can understand. Now I have to go back and read, but it is also understandable. I have the eyes, I can remember where I have written, because some people write, but they are not able to remember where they have written. But we thank God for long life as well.
Another round of applause for Ambassador. And now, my supervisor.
Thank you. Members of the Electricity Regulatory Authority, represented by Ambassador Joan Rabiomere, the Chief Executive Officer and staff of Electricity Regulatory Authority, the leading women representing key players in the energy sector today, our hosts, the head teacher, teachers and students of Nabisunsa Girls Secondary School, representatives of the media here present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning, yes, good morning. I'm really delighted to be here today at Nabisunsa Girls School as we launch the 2023 edition of the Women in Energy Project that is a brainchild of the Electricity Regulatory Authority. To thank my minister, Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu, an old girl of this school, and my permanent secretary, Miss Irene Batebe, whom I'm representing here today, and ERA for inviting me to participate in this project that is essential for increasing the participation of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Let me also extend my sincere appreciation to ERA and the women serving in the electricity supply industry for spearheading such an important project. I would like to sincerely thank you, the head teacher in absentia, and the deputy head teacher, and all the teachers and students first for the warm welcome to this great school, and second, for maintaining the school in good shape. I am aware that the Women in Energy project is implemented by the Electricity Regulatory Authority in partnership with key sector players as a corporate social responsibility initiative to commemorate the International Women's Day every year. This was launched in 2019. The Women in Energy project, among other initiatives, involves visiting schools by leading women serving in the energy sector to mentor, empower, and inspire the young females to make informed career decisions. We've received very good messages from all the ladies that have spoken to us here today. We appreciate them. However, most of all, we take note of what they've told us and we implement to better ourselves. In addition, the project is purposed to interest in science, technology, as a benefit from the tremendous that the energy sector presents. Since 2019, when the program was launched, it has covered 19 girls' schools across the country, reaching over 12,000 school students. Over 20 professional ladies in the sector have participated in this activity, offering the best advice to the girl child to stay in school. I would like to congratulate the Electricity Regulatory Authority for implementing this project and to applaud the different companies in the sector for their effective participation in the project, as evidenced by their presence here today. Before, I just wanted to say something about myself. I'm Engineer Cecilia Menya Nachiranda, like you've heard. I'm the Director Energy Resources Development with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. I'm an electrical engineer. I studied from the University of Dar es Salaam. Then my master's, I was in Scotland at the University of Dundee. I'm an old girl of Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga. However, I'm very happy to be associated with Nabisunsa Girls School because I've had many of my nieces go through here, but also many of my colleagues came here. I know these are really sister schools. My engineering journey, really, I should say maybe it started when I was a young girl in primary 5, when I was taken on by my big brother. He took over the responsibility of paying fees. What really inspired him, he's a mechanical engineer. What inspired me really was the way he was articulate. He was very keen to detail. he made me really love mathematics. Unknowingly, at that stage, you don't know that actually this subject is going to take you to engineering. But he really taught me mathematics and the steps. You know, he would show you all the steps of a number and the neatness with which he would write, really. And then in addition to that, the seriousness he had towards his job and the respect that came with it. All those, as a young girl, I really aspired to be like him. I concentrated and I passed. I went to Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga. Now, while in Namagunga, HSC. Okay, let me say actually to the administration of the school, in selecting the students that are here with us, actually, these are the right classes that we should be speaking to. Because when you come to S3, you start seeing the subjects that you're doing. When you come to S4, you really have to excel. And in most of these schools, we tend to excel at all the subjects. However, in those subject areas, there must be subjects that you really love. Yeah? There must be subjects that really tickle you, areas that you really love. But you can also excel in subjects that you don't feel like continuing with. As I was growing and advancing in endeavor, my brother actually was trying to push me to be a doctor. I used to excel in biology. But I watched my superiors, like when you're at O-level, you watch the A-level students, the things they were doing. Some of them, I really had phobia for them. I would not find myself dissecting a rat or, you know, so there is no way. There are things that drew me away from becoming a doctor. But I loved mathematics, and with time I got to know that for me to become an engineer, I really had to excel in sciences, especially mathematics and physics. And these are subjects that I really loved, because my brother actually continued being an engineer, and I think he had taught before he got a job. He would really teach me mathematics, and they were really related with physics for those who are doing PCM, because that's what I did. Now, it came to mocks of senior 6. Those ones really floored me. They floored me. My brother had never sat me down, and the way he was talking, it's like I had disappointed him. But deep within me, I knew that I had the ability. And at that time, actually, I had already decided what I wanted to be. I didn't respond to him. I listened like a good child would listen to a parent, but I knew deep inside me that I would excel. It came to filling in choices at the university, and based on my marks, I could actually not fill in engineering. Based on my mock, I used to be guided during those days. I don't know how it is now, but I filled in for a Bachelor of Statistics at the university. Results came back. I had my A in mathematics. I had my A in physics. Now, I could not really accept that I was going to Makerere to do a Bachelor of Statistics, yet it is not something that I really wanted, because as you choose, at this time in point, you should be researching on those possible areas to do. In our times, so if you can't talk to your parents, if you can't speak to your teachers, subject, you can still. But I would really advise you, you use your parents, you use your teachers, because they have the information as well. Now, during those days, we used to have an exchange program at the University of Dar es Salaam. They would send students to Makerere, and also the government of Uganda would send students to Dar es Salaam. They used to advertise it in the papers. So when they advertised, I felt that was my chance. I did apply, and I was given. I was given engineering that I wanted. So actually, happily, I went to Dar es Salaam, where I did a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. At that time, in my class, we were 2 ladies. But with time, the numbers have increased in this field, and I would really encourage you girls that it is actually possible to know what you want, work for it with determination, and definitely, if you do that, you will excel and you will get what you want. I'm married to a civil engineer, Mr. Menya Ronald. I'm registered with the Electricity Regulatory, the Engineers Registration Board, and I'm a member of Uganda Institute of Professional Engineers. I also serve on the boards of UETCL, that is Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited, and on the board of Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited. I have children in my marriage, four girls. One is 25, then the second one is 22. I have an 18, and then an 11-year-old. The funny thing is, I've been open-minded. Like, I don't force them to do what I would want them to do. I always encourage them to choose. And among them, it's only one who is indicating like she may come to my field. But the two, the first one is completing her master's in architecture, and the second one is actually in the medical field. She's in second year doing a bachelor's in physiotherapy. So really, I'm saying this because I know you can have a choice in what you want to do. And like I said, with that determination, just like anybody else, you can actually make it. Now, as I conclude, let me reiterate my ministry's support for the STEM program and encourage all of you young ladies here to embrace STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics program. I now declare the 2023 edition of the Women in Energy project officially launched. I thank you all for God and my country.
Thank you very much. From our side, it is only thank you, but I'm told there is a poem to entertain your guests for today. So the lady who prepared the poem, if you can deliver it, then we will have the gift giving and the planting a tree to mark this day. Those will be the last items. So I hand over to the deputy head teacher to invite a poem, and then we will follow as guided. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I invite Tende come and with your
Good. Our esteemed guests, the head teacher in her absence, her deputies, teaching and non-teaching staff, and the ladies of Nabisunsa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Nazneen Katende. I'm in Form 3, and I'm also a Blue Easterner. I know I'm tying, but still, I'm a Blue Easterner. And, well, I'm going to recite a poem that I wrote. It's about many things, but I hope you can listen and enjoy. Okay. Have you ever felt so disappointed and pissed to a point you just stopped trying? Have you ever felt like human impossible? You just want to squish every disgustingly stereotypical thought out of their minds, but obviously they choose to be stubborn fools. It's not fair how people are judged without any good reason. It's not fair how people assume the worst before actually experiencing something or someone. It's incredibly annoying, and yet I can't do anything about it. I can't seem to convince them that just because he cried about those bills that one time doesn't mean he lost his masculinity, or that he's broke, or that he's not a man. We have all had our down times, and I thought women and men made their own money. Just because he doesn't spend as much time with his family doesn't mean he's cheating. He is a man trying to provide for his family. He is a man trying to make his family proud. What is the problem? And just because he involved himself in politics doesn't mean he is a bad person or that he is a liar. He is just a patriotic person trying to be patriotic. It's really not fair. Honestly, I don't understand why people see men as the bad guys. I don't understand why they are always supposed to be the strong ones, the ones who should always hide their feelings, because even just a little crack in their facade could make them weak. Strength isn't about how deep your voice is or for how long you can hide your feelings. Strength is about showing your feelings and showing how you really are to everyone, and that is not a problem. But, you know, all this talk about strength and masculinity got me thinking, why can't women be the masculine ones for once? Why can't we be the powerful ones for once? How can I be left here to think that the world has changed, yet I can still be judged by how I look, especially because I am a lady? No hair, I'm a tomboy. A lot of hair, I'm a show-off. No curves, I'm a boy with a feminine voice. A lot of curves, I am fat. The second I want to show how womanly I am, the second I want to show my power, I am not nearly as strong enough. How am I supposed to use the freedom I have, but I'm still judged by how I look? how I dress, the color of my skin. It has been an infinite amount of years. How does racism still exist? And I'm not just talking whites hating blacks kind of scenarios, but for some reason, all races hate each other. Hispanics, Asians, Arabs. Everyone is making weird rumors. I mean, seriously, Hispanics aren't maids. Asians aren't identical. Arabs aren't assassins. Blacks aren't criminals. And whites, well, we should start blaming them a little less for our problems, especially if we can't solve those problems. We're all God's creation. Even if we have divided ourselves into these numerous religions, we all know where we've come from. We all know who we are. Yes, I have my religion, and yes, it's not followed by everyone, but just because I've been taught the happenings of the world differently doesn't mean I judge others for not knowing it. But how do because someone covers their head? I hear it cuts off the oxygen supply to her brain. It makes her insecure. It's not something that she should do because that cover is a blessing. You can't tell me you find someone randomly at the road and just say she's covered from head to toe, so obviously she's Al-Shabaab, an assassin, or that she's hiding because she's ugly. We're all beautiful no matter how we look, no matter how we dress, no matter who we are, no matter where we come from. We're all the same. How many times do I have to say that? Yes, I know. This is pointless. I mean, it's not like anyone's going to listen to me, right? I have said this countless times, but nobody listens to me, right? We are all too stubborn to accept change. We don't know the difference between what's good and what isn't. In fact, all this chit-chat about change and equality, they're all lies. We all don't care. We are all lying. You're all liars. You don't care. But, in fact, I'll never try to understand why no matter how many times the world changes, or no matter how many times modernity advances, you'll all still be stuck in the 15th century, a world that no longer exists. But I'm getting to understand why no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard anyone tries, nobody will ever change. I'm starting to understand why no one will ever change. It's because even if I try until I die, it will forever be impossible to teach an old dog new tricks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're now going to have a session for questions. We'll have a second and the answer will come here and pass over the vote of thanks on our behalf. Now, question is, we shall have, because we are minding about time for Juma, we may use around 7 to 10 minutes. So, if you have a question, put up your hand. Yes, we shall have around 5 or so. The officer list will be taking note, and then after maybe the first 5, we may have at once, and then you answer at once, and you complete. Yes.
Good afternoon.